Well, it's good for competition. That's why we're going to have it. So my question is, because we all know how well government runs companies, how can we be assured that this is not just a big ploy, whether you call it co-ops or government option, to get a single payer option by the government option?
Because Steve, if it goes in a direction, let's say we get what we wanted with the public option, the exchange and such, and the cost is such, and everything's going wrong, and people want a single payer or something other, you simply will oppose it, and you don't elect people that way. I am not for single payer, and that's going to make a lot of people upset. Can I tell you mine? I have an apartment. I came home one Saturday, true story, Steve, and there were pickets in front of my apartment, and I thought, whoa, you know who it was? Proponents of single payer. They're not happy with me either. They're not. That really happened. But I think, look, you've got a good faith concern that it's heading to single payer. And I'm telling you, I'm not for single payer. I'm for alternatives. But I'm also to rein in the practices of insurance companies. And I'm not going to demonize them, vilify them. I think we need, in the private sector, a good capitalist system. We need these private insurance companies. I am for that. I'm just not for a lot of the practices that aren't fair. They simply are not fair. And so if we can just go on the fairness and the economy of what we're doing, I think we're going to be all right. But I'll always listen to you because I see you have a longhorn calf. and I'm longhorn. And so for everybody else, Aggies, Red Raiders, everybody else. Yes, ma'am.
Hi. My name is Joyce McCullen. I am a citizen from the East Side, and I do want the public option to pass. I tell you why. I worked 2 jobs all of my life, and when I needed help, I called on your father, and he answered, even though I wasn't in his area. But what my problem is now, Medicare Part D is fraudulent. People are having a rough time. I can't even buy medication. I have no money. I worked all of my life. Social Security decided I made too much money. So they took some of my monthly money away. I can't buy toilet paper, and so I can't buy medicine. So what do I do?
Joyce, well, let me tell you about Medicare Part D, the prescription drug, long in coming. And I voted for it. Now, we had a different version that didn't pass. I thought it was a pretty good version. It didn't pass. We passed what we did. It has been costly. There's no doubt about that. But I don't want to go back on it either. The problem is going to be the donut hole, for instance, or the fact that even now you can't afford these. So I want you to call my office, and we got to figure out what we're going to do about it. But I will tell you this, the drug companies are already saying, we're going to do something about the donut hole, which has always been an aberration and should have never been there to begin with. And we're going to have to do something about it. There are many things that are truly not fair about what's going on out there that make it very hard for seniors to get their medicines. Look, my mother calls me, Joyce. I mean, you guys ought to do a tag team on me. But seriously, I understand what you're saying. But the good news is that we're actually going to be addressing the cost of drugs to seniors. Now, there's some that are going to say that the federal government should have the right to go in there like the VA does and basically negotiate prices. We can't debate about that. There are others. There's pieces of legislation that say that Joyce McCullen should be able to re-import drugs at a cheaper price. We'll have a debate about that. Right now, we are actually addressing that issue in the context of this bill, and let's just hope we do a good job. All right?